All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Antuna. My presentation will be on telecommunications industries with the focus on chatbot agents and how they're shaking things up and can be a resource. They're optimizing plenty of processes, but also the consequences of it. What are the pros and cons? What's happening in the industry because of this tool? And I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into it right now. So this paper will focus on the capabilities of chatbot agents and how they're helping businesses optimize processes. So let's just go over the industry overview. So chatbots have transformed the consumer experience by giving a real-time assistance, personalized recommendations, and speedy responses. They serve as virtual assistants, assisting in the resolution of customer issues 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week, lowering customer wait time. And as we know, patience is low, especially since the pandemic, and increasing customer retention rates. Chatbots use AI and machine learning to improve human-like dialogue, so it's a bit more personable. Language processing and data analytics, which is a huge thing that we'll go into later, and it allows businesses to engage with their customers more effectively and efficiently. They are currently deployed to deliver a smooth customer experience, like I mentioned, and enhance productivity in a variety of industries, including e-commerce, the hospitality industry, telecommunications, as we're focusing on, banking, which is a big industry that's using chatbots, and we'll talk a bit more about that as we go on, in healthcare. Just to focus on banking and finance and how they use chatbots. Some notable companies would be Bank of America, Capital One, and international banks like DBS Bank of Singapore, as those that also focused on telecommunication industries and focus on chatbots found that in the readings. They leverage this for such tasks as night and day support for banking inquiries, and the advancement of leveraging chatbots goes beyond being a customer support agent. As we've seen how banks are able to use customer data for predictions, as far as what they could be approved for credits, as far as predicting what they may ask. So using customer data to see how they could better support the customers, without any desire of human interaction. So without having a call center, without having a person face to face, helping them out. This is pretty innovative. So moving on, I know I talked a little bit about the use case. I spoiled it. The standard use case is for customer service, to connect, to a customer. And in the example of, Bank of America, their chatbot Erica, you'd ask, basic inquiries like checking balances, withdrawals, banking history. It's able to Chatbots in this space are able to give out personal banking information and financial advice, using data from the user experience on their online banking website. Capital One, who's also in the banking business, is applying AI in the workflows in a more advanced form with their chatbot. The chatbot, is able to play a role in managing credit decisions, like I mentioned earlier. I know I spoiled it. Aside the basic function of being a support agent, they use this AI to predicting what customers may do on their site, identifying suspicious activity as well. So it's also for the best interest of the customer rather than just using the data to kind of leverage themselves, as a superior tool to say their competitors. It's in light of supporting their customers. But I really want to bring it back to the use case of the chatbot. So they create a blanket of coverage in customer support. In the 9 to 5 every day, the worst feeling ever is when you have to pay a bill and you have to wait till the next day, and your bills due that day. With the rollout of chatbots in the past, 8 to 10 years, this isn't a problem anymore. It's a huge upside, especially to people, for example, that may feel nervous talking to somebody over the phone, that may have a speech impediment, that may not have the ability to speak, whether it's a language barrier. So these chatbots are actually doing a lot of positive things. Um, so that's the use case. Beyond that, aside just customer support, with data analytics, predicting what a customer may use, but also the benefits of it, and focus on the customer, which is really nice. The use case of chatbots is very customer centric. So the solution analysis, the two solutions that I found after researching is IBM Watson and Botsify. IBM Watson, a fun fact, participate in Jeopardy. Yes, this tool. They used it in an episode of Jeopardy, and it won. So it's a pretty intelligent tool. The one thing I do like about Watson is that it has language translation capabilities, image recognition, personalized suggestions as just some of its basic features. And it also could help as far as with medical diagnostics, medical development, and also in disaster response. I know we covered medical coding a little bit last week. So as far as variety wise and capabilities, this is a great tool. Chief information officers, CISOs as well, information security officers would definitely like a tool like this because the best bang for your buck in an economy like this, where you want to have an AI chatbot, you don't want it to just solely be an AI chatbot. You want to have multiple functionalities aside the typical use case of being a customer response, customer support agent. Secondly is Botsify. I like this one because it's really not focused just for enterprise businesses like IBM Watson. You know, a Fortune 100 company could probably leverage IBM Watson. Botsify is more for the startup, small, middle-sized company because it offers certain packages at certain prices. It's very flexible, especially when someone wants to see if a chatbot would benefit their customer base. You know, by using a smaller payment plan with less capabilities, you're able to kind of test those waters before you jump right into it. So thinking of the customer, I think that this would be a great opportunity, especially for smaller businesses. So those are the two solutions that I chose. Now, ethics in law. So DBS Bank, as I mentioned, is looking solely into relying on their chatbot managing all things customer support related. Now, I mentioned, using a chatbot is great for outside the 9 to 5, but what happens in the space where a person may have a language barrier and the chatbot's unable to detect that language, or say someone is or has speech impediment or has trouble just speaking clearly. That's where the bumps in the roads come in when you wipe out whole customer service team and you're relying solely on a machine learning tool. Secondly, is the jobs, of course. You know, in a report from Gardner, by 2027, 22% of jobs in the customer support space are going to be eliminated, just about a quarter. So it's less jobs and it's a double-edged sword where it's accessibility for all, no matter what time to do certain tasks and get support is great. But in certain cases, sometimes you need that human to human interaction. Now, future thinking. So I know we did a use case analysis on machine learning tools and how teams, when this tool is presented to them, they think it's going to take over. In this case, chatbots are taking people's jobs. It's not a tool. It's taking occupation. It's not being leveraged as a tool. Um, could, in light of things, could we have possibly jobs lined up where they oversee these chatbots? Could that kind of backfill the gap of a quarter of customer service teams being laid off or dissolved? Could this kind of backfill those roles so people aren't out of jobs? Also, as far as return on investment, it's a clear cut thing. You're saving so much in payroll by having chatbots. You're able to measure how quickly people's issues are being resolved, and also if they're satisfied or not. So it's a pretty interesting thing to test out. It's just unfortunate at the sake of people's jobs. So in conclusion, I'll be short and sweet. I know I kind of drag things. Chatbots are here to stay. The Fortune 100 companies are using them, such as Capital One, Bank of America. So you know that they are providing benefit to people, especially outside the 9 to 5 business hours and on the weekends as well. And it's basically it's the consumer has the power now in almost all industries besides the medical field. if more people complain as far as chatbots not being supportive, maybe down the road, it'll kind of balance out where there's a hybrid model where it's support teams and chatbots. We're seeing a mixture of that in a hybrid space, but only time will tell where it really takes it. I want to thank everyone for listening. I hope I was straight to the point and enjoy the presentation. I look forward to listening to everybody else's, and thanks for listening. Been a great session, and very happy on how things went. Thanks. Bye.